Hi everyone.
Morning. Is the volume okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Um,
Okay. So, yeah,
if it's in the evening, wherever you are, if it's morning, it's afternoon, we are greeting you from here.
right.
We are wishing you the very best of the day. Today we're going to be talking about a topic called Drop That Victim Mentality. I'm sure you must have seen this the notification.
It's coming
So
on early.
yeah, hello everybody joining us. Uh, um,
Ishmael,
mhm.
Ruhuma, Ibrahim, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much. Great.
Okay, let's go on.
Actually, some weeks back, I had an experience, and this I believe is one of the reasons why we have a prompting to do this topic. I was at the exchange office where we change uh, money. And then after changing the money, I discovered that the amount that was changed was low, and I was wondering why is that. When I looked at other exchange bureau offices, I saw that the rate was very low. So in other words, where I changed the money, they had cheated me for about $50. And I was enraged. I was so mad. And I went to the office and I was talking to them and they paid no attention to me.
Mm,
So I was so angry with them. Okay.
mm.
After the whole thing, I came back home. I talked to my wife and she said, Sam, just leave them alone. It happens once in a while. And
Mm.
I am the one who went to their office. I was the one who I saw the exchange rate. I changed the money. So it was after the transaction that I discovered what had happened. That the price had gone down, and so I lost so much money. But nevertheless, what am I trying to point out? I was enraged because I felt that these people intentionally cheated me. All right. So in other words, I at that moment expressed a victim mentality.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced such kind of things before?
Oh yes. You know, um, before I got married and some years before I got enlightened with Dr. Sandra Dilaja's teachings, the churches we were attending at that time, the prayers raised and the attitude of the people made me feel that being single was a result of a victim. Maybe someone was, doing witchcraft against me. They don't like me to progress in life. I also had that kind of victim mentality. So
Mm,
many of us have gone through such an experience. It may not be similar to mine, but in that kind of thinking.
mm, mm.
Okay.
All right. So apart from what she shared, every now and then you may have heard people complain, why don't people like me? Why am
Mhm.
I always hated? Why am I always jeered at? Nobody listens to me when I am speaking. I feel like I feel like being the only person among so many people, talking. Nobody hears my voice. So those are traits.
Mm.
Those are traits that people have when it comes to them having victim mentality. And what are the causes of these things? What do you think are the causes, Esther?
Okay, before we go on, some people are coming on, they're new, they don't know who we are. So it's Esther and Samuel. We
Mm,
usually come on Saturday at 7 a.m., but we are coming in earlier because at that time we'll be traveling.
mm,
So yeah, that's who we are. So the
mm,
causes of this victim mentality is mainly rooted in our background. Okay. Mm, Yeah, so it's rooted in our background, the way we are brought up, and the kind of thinking or the low self-esteem we develop. So that also is rooted in that kind of mentality. You can go on.
Yeah, so sometimes even at home, we face our parents don't give us enough mental and emotional training so that we can overcome the societal social challenges. Okay, so because of this, we are not strengthened in our minds based on our decisions, what we want to do, and how we want to overcome things. We are shaky when it comes to facing challenges and things like that. That's one of the. So we don't build mental and emotional shock absorbers. All right. You know how a shock absorber is. He's able to, withstand, challenges, strains. All right, and that is one of the things. So apart from that, when children are being bullied at school, all right, and nobody does anything about it, that is another sign. That is another cause of victim mentality. So for Africans who travel at the airport, you meet the immigrations, and the immigration challenges you. They say remove your belt, do this and do that. As Africans, we feel that we are victims, that these white people are not, they don't respect us, they treat us anyhow.
But that's the requirements.
But that is the requirement.
Yeah, and also sometimes even coming into bring it to the African context. Yeah, many times we are quick to judge people that they are racist. Yet actually it's us not meeting the requirements, us not following protocol, not following principles. Take an example, you always arrive late at work, you're not putting in your best, maybe you spent the whole day, the whole night praying, and at night you're not so productive because you're tired at work. And then your boss fires you, and then you say, oh, it's because I'm black. No. One, you're not doing your best, you are not keeping up the principles, the rules of the company. So sometimes we hide under weaknesses and then think we develop that negative mentality. We need to face reality and face the truth and work on ourselves to make ourselves better.
All right. We will try to make sure that our voices can be heard. For the environment at which we are cautious. We don't want to wake people up who are sleeping. It's about 2 a.m. here. Okay, so we'll progress. What is a victim mentality? Now, I have penned down a few points here. A victim mentality is when we feel and think that people around us do not respect us, and so we struggle with our individual identity. That is a victim mentality. So that is what we have to understand. So when we feel that people don't respect us, people don't honor us, people don't count us as being somebody, then we feel that we have a victim mentality. Okay. Also, a victim mentality is crippled by different negative thoughts that become pronounced by our behaviors, our words, and our actions. All right. Usually, it is more pronounced by how we express ourselves. Nobody's hearing me, and nobody loves me, nobody cares for me. So by doing that, those are words, those are how we express ourselves. But sometimes by our attitudes also, by we not showing up at the right time, by we not being bold when we're supposed to be bold, by we not being assertive when we're supposed to be assertive, those are signs that we have a victim mentality. Now, what are those other things that gives us a clue of having a victim mentality? When we are always thinking that, oh well, I am just one out of a million, okay? that is that feeling of being a victim. All right. It's also when we are always thinking that we are powerless, that we cannot do anything, that we cannot confront situations in the society, that we cannot try to make a change. That is those kind of feeling of victimization.
Yeah.
All right.
Things like I'll never make it in life.
Mhm.
I'll never get what I want.
Mhm.
People don't trust me.
Mhm.
I don't trust people.
Mhm.
Life is difficult.
Yeah,
Why is this happening to me? Why me, Lord? Why me?
Mhm.
That's the kind of attitude.
All right. Hello, those who are joining us. Kate, Kisalita, and Sulayat. Thanks for joining us. Please you can write some comments about what we are talking about. If it is, if you are getting something, and if you want to share your own experiences too, thank you for being with us. All right. So as I was saying, as we were saying, we were talking about the fact that people are more pronounced in their way of expressing themselves. But this is not the only way that you can know that somebody has a victim mentality, but even by their character. Some people have this victim mentality, but they don't show it in their expressions. Maybe because they're not the worthy kind of people. Maybe they are cool people, but they show it by their how they try to manage situations, or how they show it by being smart. I mean, smart in quotes now, smart in quotes. Maybe by doing fraudulent practices, by being a bully, or by so many things that are physical, actions. So that is how we can know those are feelings of being a victim. Now, so a few clear points that we need to know about people who have a victim mentality. You can know them quickly, maybe in your children, your spouse, amongst your friends, your relatives, or even just people who are around. Okay. Now, I'll give you a few points that you can use to highlight things that you can quickly find out in people to help you see a trace of a victim mentality.
Just suggestions. It may
Yeah,
not always be the case, really.
that's right.
Yeah.
Please take note. It may not always be the case, but those are traits. Okay.
Okay.
So
So you go one, I'll go next.
all right. The first one is that when people see themselves as inconsequential, when they see themselves as insignificant within a community, a society, or just within. For example, we're having a discussion and say, "Oh, they have said it all." You understand, and that's not um, a good way, a good sign. All right, so that is a sign of a victim. That may be a sign of victim mentality.
Okay. And also, someone may always find it difficult to accept a no or to take a no. If someone says no to them, that they feel rejected, they feel refused, and that bothers them a lot. So check out for that kind of feeling.
That happens more to children. You understand? When you tell them no, they are like so broken, and that is the trait. We have to correct it quickly. Yeah. All right.
Especially in childhood.
Yeah, that's right. Another point is that the people who don't see beyond their noses. For example, you expect a young man or a young lady to be accessing so many opportunities, and they cannot see the possibilities around them. All right, they depend on people, they depend on other sources. They are waiting for a savior somewhere. Those are signs of victim mentality.
Yeah. And also people who always complain and blame their misfortune on other people. Okay, the government, the country where they are, their parents, the company where they work. Yeah, you always find an excuse, or I'm like in this position because of so and so. That's the kind of victim mentality. And also they don't take up initiative and usually depend on others to solve their problem. So there's that lack of independence. Yeah, that is also a sign of victim mentality.
So another thing that a victim mentality has, another thing that a victim mentality has is that they are usually passive.
You speak so, and you speak so.
Sorry.
How are we?
Fine. Sorry, we are doing Facebook.
Just give us a minute.
Sorry. Yeah. So actually, we sometimes victims are passive. All right. So and that passive character.
Sorry about that.
We're trying to tell you that people are sleeping around us, so we don't want to wake them up.
Yeah.
So victims generally are passive, and they don't have the initiative like she mentioned. All right, and also they don't have resilience. They when they start up something, they cannot follow it up till the end. All right, that's a victim mentality.
Okay. So they usually get angry at people at events if they think other people have done them wrong, and underneath the feelings of anger is almost always the feeling of powerlessness. Feeling powerless to change the situation. So they even lack faith in themselves.
All right. Also, something else that we must also understand is that people who have this victim mentality, they are usually not successful in their day-to-day life
and labors.
So if they do business, they usually don't make a headway. If they are studying, they usually don't make it up because they are afraid internally. They don't have boldness. They cannot demand their right in a way that is like a civilized person does. So that is the last point we want to give based on that.
Lisa, how are you? Thanks for joining us. Then Bafor, and who else? Fred, Pierre Emmanuel. Thanks for joining us. Okay.
So go ahead.
So why is this victim mentality so dangerous to us? Okay. So it's bad for us, in our development as people, because it doesn't enable us to follow through our plans and our goals. Because you're always thinking someone else is responsible for your situation in life. You are hindered from pursuing your goal, from being confident in yourself that you can actually achieve something on your own. So that really limits your capacity to develop. And also you're at risk of submitting your will to other people. Just because you're a victim, you're always first of all, you tend to be a people pleaser. Why? Because you want everyone to like you. You don't want to be a victim as well. So that always also pushes you and limits you. You limits your self-esteem, and you never follow through your will. You're always submitting to people. You're always serving other people's goals at the expense of your own. And then you're prone to bullying, and this applies to young people and children. And you never actually realize your dreams in life. Why? Because you're always hindered. In this race of life, you need to keep up with the pace of running. But with this kind of mentality, actually, you are slower on your race. So it makes you not realize your dreams and your goals in life.
All right, now quickly, let's talk about how to drop this victim mentality. Because the whole reason why we are doing this is we want to learn just few points that we have put down that can help us. There could be there are so many others because of our time limitation and because we are cautious of the environment at which we are. We'll just give you few points, but we will dwell on one or two of them for us to be able to know how to drop that victim mentality. Drop that victim mentality. So the first point is this. In the first place, what went wrong was in our minds. So how can we drop the victim mentality? We have to work on our minds. Work on our minds. We have to correct our mindset. The wrong mindset that we have built up over time, thinking that we are victims. We have to know how to drop them. So we must be free from other people's opinion about us. We must be we ourselves. We must have our individuality. Our identity we must ensure that our identity is not dependent on what people say, what society says.
And we all have that negative voice in our minds. You know, something that always discourages. I don't think you're good enough. I don't think you're really right. I don't think you're smart enough, beautiful enough. We all have those voices, but we all are different. Why? Because we've managed to silence. So the level at which you've managed to silence that voice, the higher you go in self-confidence and in achievement in life. So the good thing here is, the main thing here is right now is to silence. Learn to silence the negative voice, magnify the positives in your life. And that's how you will overcome every negativity in your life.
The next point is count on yourself when you face problems. This is why your mind is created. Count on yourself when you face problems. Don't depend on others. So you see, people depend on their parents from childhood, but unfortunately in some families, or many families, they don't train their children to be independent of themselves
early enough.
So that mentality, they carry it everywhere they go. They are waiting for other people to help them to solve their problems.
Find them a job, to pay their rent, pay their debts. And it's a problem with Africa. I think in our culture, we've promoted the dependency mentality. Extended family depending on only one breadwinner in the whole clan, and that really limits development as well. So let's fight the victim mentality.
The next point I'm going to give, before I just have two more points. One is learn to know when to learn from others, and then choose only what applies to you. So knowledge flies everywhere. That knowledge is found in different corners, in books, from teachers, no knowledge is wasted, yes, we know. But some knowledge may not apply to you at a particular time. So we have to learn which knowledge applies to your situation, and decide if you're going to use it or not. Because
can you give an example?
Very good. So you see, sometimes we may have a situation where we are looking for an answer to a problem. Okay. Now there may be 100 solutions to a particular problem, but those 100 solutions may not fit in exactly to the environment, to the situation itself, to the timing, to the age group. All right. For example, maybe somebody who is 23 is trying to get pregnant. All right. The same method that she will be adopting will be different from somebody who has passed menopause. Do we get that idea? So people will be suggesting so many things to you, this and that, that and that. You understand? So you have to think carefully which one applies to you, which one is suitable for you, for your for your ethnicity, sometimes in some situation, for your age group, for your, it happens in different ways. So we have to learn to learn from people. That is number one. And after you have learned, look for which one is applicable to you. Why? Because you are a special person. You are a different person. You are specially packaged. So that means the solution to your problems also may need some speciality as well. Okay, and that's why we are talking about this.
Okay.
The last point, how to drop victim mentality. Now, the last point we want to talk about here is we must learn to live our lives for our purpose and not depend on other people's vision. Learn to live your life for our purpose and not depend on other people's vision. Yes, we understand that some people are leaders. Okay, some people are leaders, some people are followers. All right, but there is a leader in everybody. Okay, so you can help other people achieve their goals and things like that, but you must first find yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? What have you come here to do? What is your purpose? What are you sent here on earth to achieve, to acquire? What is that task that you were given, that mandate that is supposed to, it's supposed to use to help other people to live? Because our purpose in the actual sense is an answer to somebody's prayer. Our purpose is an answer to some problems in our families, in our society, in our community, in the world in general. So we have to find that purpose and live for this purpose. This is very, very important for us. If we don't know our purpose, anything goes.
So that reminds me of Pastor Sandy's book, Who Am I? Why Am I Here? It's very relevant to this topic, so we recommend you reading it. Yeah.
So there are so many other materials out there that you can lay your hands on that can help you to achieve, to know about purpose. All right, so these are things that we must study about. It is not just a few minutes broadcast that can help you to find your purpose. All right, you must dig yourself. You must look for resources. You must ask questions. You must seek back. You must find time to go for solitude and to really find what is your purpose. Why am I here? Why do I behave this way? Why do I behave that way? Why do I have an inclination towards a particular thing, a particular idea, a particular situation? I gave a quick explanation. I gave a description to some group of people during a seminar. I said 10 people can walk past a homeless man and express their sympathy in different ways. One person can say, what is this government doing? Why are they allowing these people to walk around? Why can't they just put them somewhere and take care of them? It is a kind of sympathy, but they have a different, so that means such a person is supposed to be in government. All right. Meanwhile, somebody else is seeing that person and say, oh, what a pity. Let us give him something. And they dip their hands in their pocket, they give him maybe $1 or 1 penny. All right. That's another kind of sympathy. All right. Finally, you may meet somebody who is just so passionate about caring for a homeless person, takes the person out of the streets, helps them to get back their lives, teach them principles for living, feed them, clothe them, put them on, give them shelter, So you see, purpose. Purpose is in different forms, and people have different purpose. All right. So you must find your purpose, and then you must live for your purpose. All right. You can be doing helping other people to achieve their purpose, but find your purpose and then live for it. If you discover this and you are doing this, what you are simply doing is you are forming your identity.
Discovering yourself.
Yeah, discovering yourself.
Mhm.
You're forming your identity and your individuality comes up, stands out. All right. So this is the last point that we want to share. So,
The action point.
So the action point is this: be careful what goes into your mind and how you respond to it. This week, be careful of what comes into what you allow to linger on in your mind, and be careful how you respond to it. What you allow into your mind and how you react to it will depend, will show what kind of individuality you have, what kind of mentality you have built. Okay, so this will bring us to the end of this live broadcast. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. We are sorry that we did not do this broadcast at the usual time. Just a bit of some logistics. And once again, we want to apologize also for the little scene that happened a while ago as well. The environment at which we are isn't the best place that we normally use. But nevertheless, we in the next broadcast, by God's grace, we will be able to have a steady place where we can broadcast and express ourselves as we want to. So thank you so much, everybody. From me and my beautiful, beautiful looking, wonderful, powerful.
We love you and wish you a lovely weekend.
Yeah.
All right. See you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.